In life spanning, there is no plan B. I'm Jean Faracaba, and my guests are coming to this podcast for a reason. There's no rules, no BS, just pure biohacking. I don't want to know what you have to sell. I want to know who you are. Welcome to the No Plan B podcast. Today, my guest is Dominik Nischwitz. Did I say that right?
Perfect. Nischwitz.
Yeah.
Dr.
Nischwitz. Dr. Nischwitz. So, Dr. Dome, for the one that probably there's only few don't know you yet. Dominik, Dr. Dome, please introduce yourself. That's the trick, you see. I'm not going to introduce yourself. You are going to introduce yourself. It's better because the job is going to be better.
Okay. Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure to be here. And talking about optimal oral health and overall health. Yeah, like you said, Dr. Dominik Nischwitz. I'm a specialist in biological dentistry. Some call me the world leader in it. Mm-hmm. I try to at least be, let's say, a face or the trailblazer for this movement. Optimal health starts in the mouth. I'm one of the first experts in ceramic implants. And my mission is basically to help as many people out there suffering from chronic health issues to finally learn that there might be something in the mouth that you're not seeing, that is missed, and that might be holding you back. And on the other hand, for all the biohackers out there might be something you're still not superhuman that we can improve on, that's lurking in your mouth and make you even superhuman. So it's both ends, chronic health, unhealthy, and people that want to optimize, probably in here, the second one more. And I'm on that mission for half my life, to be honest. Yeah.
Half your life, but
to
me, you look super young. When you were telling me that you've been around for 20 years, I was just like, damn, but you're in shape, of course, but you look young.
So how old do you think I am?
You're not even 40.
Yes, I'm 41. I'm born in 83. Obviously, my biological age is a bit younger than 41.
Yeah,
I tried
of course.
in the 25 to 30 range, which is important. Yeah, by saying I'm on that path for 20 years. So it started with my own health issues when around about 20 years of age, when I crashed with health problems. So before that, I was just very athletic kid. The only thing I had in my mind was becoming a skateboard professional in my teens, 12 to 20.
That's interesting. I had that dream too.
You had it too? Nice. So this didn't work out. I hope I made it into the professionals when it comes to being a health expert in the game here. But the lifestyle in the 90s being a skater wasn't so perfect. So it was all about partying, fun, drinking a lot of alcohol. It was just normal. I would probably drink 5 days out of 7. Smoked a lot of cigarettes, and I had a lot of fun. But at one point, it just caught up on me, and I just crashed with mental health issues. Let's say when I was studying dentistry in the 3rd semester, I was just for 1 second to the other second, I was the opposite. No more fun, very sad, depressed, anxiety. I was afraid that I will never be the same again, and no one could help me back then. It was really, really, really bad. And
was it bipolarity?
No, I would say it was just complete depressed. And I think I just like in retrospect, I can tell you what it was. I just depleted my body with that wrong lifestyle. I probably have very good genes to tolerate a lot of the bad things, but it will catch you at one point. It's just not healthy when you do that for from 14 to 20 onwards, drinking so much. It'll just get out with you. And then I needed to find a solution, because when you're there, you also can kill yourself. You really feel like shit. But I'm also a challenger. So I knew I'm going to be normal again. It will take me some time. I obviously realized that drinking won't make it better. So I slowly stopped drinking a little bit. And I started working out at the same time and focusing on nutrition and even supplements back in the day, like this 20 years ago. And realized over time while studying, at the same time I was studying dentistry, which was not really what I was interested in. I was just very good with my hands, and I kind of stumbled into it. Like my dad is a dentist.
Okay, so most of the time, that like doctors makes doctors and dentists make dentists.
Yeah, but probably because he is one, that even like I never wanted to be like my dad, because he was always working and I was only skating. So I couldn't see that this might be fun. The only thing was I'm very, very good with my hands and artistic. So I had arts in school and mathematics. So like those were my majors, arts and mathematics. So very structured, but also very like aesthetically driven. And then I just applied to dental school and not even knowing what was what was on the cards for me there. I just thought it's about the practical things. I never watched my dad doing anything, wasn't interested. But they put me in civil service. They put me in you had to do an internship in the clinic, and they put me in dental school again. And I saw
that's a sign.
I was able, that's all, like, in retrospect, it all makes sense, because I was able to pull teeth from people in general anesthesia because the doctor thought I was a student, whereas I was just a civil servant. I wasn't even allowed to do that. I was just pulled everything. It's like, whoa, yeah, cool, I can pull teeth. So I applied to dental school. I studied it. I didn't realize I need to know chemistry and physics and biochemistry and all these things. Yeah. But I realized, because of my health issues and the interest in nutrition and supplements, that this is actually what my brain thinks like. So I got the grasp of biochemistry during my dental school, and because I was interested, for me personally, to hours. So there was, back in the day, like 2003, there was no health optimization. There was not at least not in Germany. There was no YouTube, no Dr. Google, no nothing. And I came down with this crash in my brain, and I was sad all the time, didn't know what to do. So I got on that journey, and this is when I discovered these supplements. And then I found a book after a couple of years, which was called The Edge Effect, from Dr. Braverman, talking about neurotransmitters. Now, when I learned all these things on my body, how to change and how to, like, starting with movement, training your body, eating the right foods, not drinking so much anymore, I got better and better and better, but it wasn't still there. But then this final bit, the Braverman test that I still use for my patients up till this day.
What is it? Yeah.
It's the best test when it comes to brain health, I think, or mental health. Because 95% of all your neurotransmitters are built in your gut system.
Yeah, that is a recent discovery, actually.
Yeah, but he knew, like, the edge effect, he knew, and only the 5% that are in your brain are actually important. So, like, even stool tests or urine analysis or blood with neurotransmitters is not too interesting, because I'm not interested in what is in my stool. I'm interested in what adds in the brain. And this questionnaire is just true and false answers. Takes a while, like 45 minutes. But part A of this test will give you your genetic neurotransmitter makeup, like dopamine, acetylcholine, GABA, serotonin. And the second part of it gives you your current deficiencies. So I realized, I'm a dopamine dominant person, and I just have a dopamine deficiency. That's probably why
I could have bet.
Yeah, you could have bet. But I didn't know. No one knew. And none of these doctors were able to help me. But with this, I realized, wow, I could help myself become normal again. So what is next level? And this is basically when I got super addicted to the whole field of what you call now health optimization or biohacking, like very early in the day. And at the same time, obviously, I was starting to practice as a dentist in the real life,
So studying and practicing. Yeah.
And in university, like I said, I was very good with my hands. So it was just not difficult for me to pass university. It was just fun. I had no purpose doing it. I just liked it. It was more party and fun. Something was missing. Even in the last semester, I wasn't sure if this is something I will do my whole life, because I didn't know what was missing. But
the passion, your ikigai was not there.
Yeah. I soon realized, because after university, you have to do 2 years of residency, and I wanted to become an oral surgeon. I wanted to do surgeries. I don't know why. This appealed to me. And at this surgeon, I luckily got a job with a really good one, like a really good dental surgeon, but he was still placing amalgam fillings, which are these silver black fillings that insurance covers. And just from an aesthetic point of view, I told him I cannot do this. And I also knew that
you're a kind of artist then, because the aesthetic, the look, and you're good at with your hands. My perception is like, and you like the aesthetic of it. So the beauty and art together, it's creativity and it's art at large.
Exactly. It's all art to build not just the teeth, but the whole body. Like, it's an art piece to me. This is what I said. Like, it's even in school, I'm very artistic and also very mathematical. So both.
Great balance.
Good mix. Yeah. So obviously, and I realized my dad wasn't doing amalgam fillings. Oh, at least he told me, because they're toxic. This is nothing you learn in university. So in university was just the perfect material, insurance covers it. Same approach by my first boss. But I just told him, yes, from an aesthetic point of view, I won't place it. I find them ugly. This will hurt my heart to do this for patients. So luckily he let me do this. obviously. And this initial thing opened up the whole universe for me, because I told him I don't do amalgam fillings, so I need to look up why. And then I Googled and I found on YouTube the best, like really good mentors of mine, like Dietrich Klinghardt, Joachim Mutter, and the whole field of functional medicine and integrative medicine opened up to me with the theme of heavy metal detoxification, because there was a lot of research that I haven't heard of. So I realized, wow, besides doing this artwork, I can help patients getting really, really healthy, which I did for me personally, but never made the conjuncture of it. Like it was just my way, and then dental way or university way. So I kind of melded it together and started thinking about how can I have a center where I can help people heal overall by starting in the mouth. I already knew that I will have that within the next 5 years, but I had to learn a lot of things. So I traveled the world, learned from the best people, became a functional medicine practitioner. I'm also a naturopathic doctor. And I did so many, like I have a book full of certifications of extra things.
I know, yeah.
Just to make sure to understand everything, and created systems that will then make it easier for the patients to apply these things. And now, like 15 years or 20 years later, my clinic combines it all. The biodentistry concept that I'm also teaching to dentists is the overlap of the high-tech skills in biological dentistry with functional medicine, integrative medicine, and biohacking or health optimization, whatever you want to call it.
I think that functional medicine and health optimization in general it's probably what it is. But you've been there for like, if I understand well, 15 years or so, and the movement of understanding it's very, very new. And I think it's because now you're playing a big role in spreading the words out using social media, which didn't exist that much 10 years ago, probably, I guess.
Yeah, social media wasn't existing. I'm using this now. So basically, I'm training dentists for biological dentistry and ceramic implants now for more than 10 years. I started with around about 30 years of age. And back then, obviously, everyone was laughing. It got ridiculed a little bit. This was this young guy, this crazy guy. I was quite funny because I was talking about root canals being very toxic and unhealthy. And I did this on standard conventional dentistry podium. So I was talking about root canals and the solution being a ceramic implant. Obviously, for the next 30 minutes after my call, I would be emotionally bombarded by my colleagues because they just didn't understand it.
And because you were younger than others too, doesn't help.
I was also younger.
Yeah.
And then I wrote a book about 5 years later, which is called It's All in Your Mouth. It came out 2019 in Germany and 2020 in the US, which then locally in Germany led to another huge shitstorm with all the colleagues, always the colleagues, all my dental colleagues and the whole university. Obviously, it was I had no experience back then with media, and I gave an interview for a newspaper. And I knew from my speeches, my keynote presentations, that you should never criticize your colleagues, just inform. And I told this to this interviewer, and she obviously didn't do it. And the headline of this article in the local town was a dentist that hits the nerve, which was actually great. But then underneath it was saying, the title was a dentist that hits the nerve. I was talking about root canals, but the subtitle was basically saying Nischwitz is criticizing all his dental colleagues and the whole university at the same time. So I'm like in Dubai at that time, and I just think, oh shit, that's not good. And then it hit hard. Like at every single day, there was more letters from colleagues to that newspaper. And I realized like it was extreme. Like really at the end of this, even dentists would attack my wife on social media, really like emotionally and bad. So it really got bad. And I probably would get, within the next 3 months, I would get in every dental magazine, like really good ones, I would get a love letter from all the professors, what bullshit I'm talking about root canals. Because obviously I said that root canals from a biological point of view are not so good. And the dentist, the conventional dentist, usually a root canal is a standard treatment. It's an acute treatment. And for the demographics of dentists between 30 to 45 is actually the biggest profession because you save teeth by killing them for biting, which works. This is not what I said. Didn't say
it's toxic.
Work. But yeah, you leave something dead in the body. And I say it's never a good idea to leave something dead in the body. We learned it in every medical department. It's like a black fish, a gangrenous foot. It's all been cut out because it spreads. It is part of your body, but teeth are not part of the body. They're just there to drill, fill, and bill. And this is how it all got started. Now, again, 5 years later, or even more, if I give now a dental congress, because I'm also the vice president of the International Ceramic Society of Ceramic Implants, the ISMI, last year. That was great. The one who organizes these congresses, he was actually the first who allowed me to speak on stage because he realized this guy has something, like he was an early adopter, and he saw that it's controversial and people read it. So he let me do these speeches, but 10 years later, he's like, dude, look at this now. Your course is now double booked. You don't have space. All dentists are coming in wanting to learn about nutrition, about your bone healing protocol, about ceramic implants, about everything. Congratulations about this one. Took you 10 years, but now you see it was worth doing this and like tolerating all the punishment, so to speak. But it's like actually like Gandhi says it. First you get ridiculed, then you get like attacked.
Attacked.
And then it's
married.
And then it's self-evident. Like you never get praised for it, which is fine. And my
yes, I think that at the end of the day, the controversy is there's people using controversy today to get traction and chasing cloud that way, but you got controversy without causing it, but indirectly, yes. And at the end of the day, it serves you today because it brought you where you are. Yeah. Because you got traction in a way. So, it's all about energy at the end of the day.
Yeah, totally. And I'm happy that it's all happened this way. It's not always nice if you're in there, but I realized over time it's not about me. I just have to adjust it a little bit because my goal is to help as many people as possible. And it's not about me. I could say I have a clinic, different things. It's all fine, but I want to share. I want to help as many people out there. And therefore, we need to have me as a clone, so to speak, or this concept in multiple cities all over the world because there are so many people out there suffering from chronic health issues and they don't even know about it because the dentist doesn't know about it because the dentist, unfortunately, is trained to repair. But the next level is combining it all, right?
Combining it all, Yeah, we live a great. And I love it because we live in a great moment today where it applies to dentistry, but it applies also to medicine in general. Like people don't trust anymore the old-fashioned way of doing it, of treating, and the old way of everything that is made in medicine in general. So you're bringing up something new, a new approach that is. They call it holistic. I don't think that is holistic at all. I think it's purely scientific what you're doing.
Yeah, it's completely scientific. Only a couple of things that was attacked 4 or 5 years ago are actually now even medical guidelines. I was just a bit too soon. So for example, I was doing for 10 years, I'm only doing ceramic implants. And that implant is if you have lost a tooth and before you have a gap, you get something screwed into your bone. This is an implant. And 99.7% of all dentists do a titanium implant. It's metal. That's just standard of care. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a gold standard for 40 years. But I decided to cannot do it because titanium is a metal. In this world of EMFs, it's not possible. And also the research is quite clear that you can become very sensitive towards it from your immune side of things. And it's just an antenna with Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, 5G, and all these EMFs. So I couldn't place it for patients, and I'm an oral surgeon, so I had to find a solution. And I started ceramic implants quite early where it wasn't a thing. And I did a lot of also obviously pull all the root canals and place it immediately with a ceramic implant. And clinically, medically, from research side of things, it wasn't yet medical guideline when I was talking about it. So I was doing, obviously, like you said, new things, more controversial. But now, since 2023, ceramic implants are complete medical guideline, S3 guideline. That means you cannot discuss it anymore. It's now scientifically proven. And all the studies we've done, all the research, will also prove that immediate ceramic implants is what I do as a specialty, like taking out the tooth, not waiting, but straight away implanting it after obviously cleaning everything, will keep the bone height and width, which is actually obviously the best thing for your anatomy. If you, for example, this tooth is dead, you want to take it out, you don't want to run with a gap and loose bone. You want that straight away. And this is the most minimal invasive approach. There's no pain involved. We save time, we save travel time, we save money, all these things. But this is where you get attacked for because it's new. And now, obviously, within the next 10 years, it's probably going to reverse and say, you're not doing an immediate ceramic implant. Maybe you're hurting your patient because you're still doing titanium. You see? This is when science, like the research is actually research is not science. Research is just when everybody has agreed on, works. Science opinion is the ones that try it out first. And then obviously a research paper is an aftercast.
Well, here's the thing. I think that research papers are published for a reason. It's the research that go like before titanium implant, there were paper around that as well. So you do the research research, you publish a study. But science, like you said, is there to actually keep going and trying to disrupt what was before in order to improve. And you cannot stop science. It's going to happen the whole or all the time. And this is the beauty of it. Yeah.
It's constant evolution. This is why I also call it the dental evolution. And luckily, there are more and more open-minded dentists. I think it comes with generation. So the professors I learned from, so I'm an early millennial, I think. But the professors I learned from obviously are oftentimes like baby boom. Like, what was it like after?
I'm Gen X.
This is which 70s? So I think the professors are more like the 50s and 60s that I had.
That's baby boomers.
Yeah,
50s,
baby
60s,
boomers. And at least in Germany, they're oftentimes they worked on a sort of eminence, like they were the kings.
Of course.
Instead of evidence-based. So I say no. Like a big example for it would be, I'm using a lot of PRP in my clinic, which is, it's called PRF in dentistry. You draw blood, you spin it. There's a lot of stem cells and growth factors and healing things. It's just like intelligent biomaterial that we use to heal wounds. So there's one
or aesthetics too. They do that.
For everything in the mouth that to heal properly. So there's one professor in the University of Frankfurt, Professor Granati, friend of mine, who is the world's number one spokesperson about it, has done all the research. So he says it's the best thing to do. University of Frankfurt. I'm in the town of Tübingen. It's just like 200 kilometers in the south. University of Tübingen. Professor says it's bullshit, so he doesn't use it. So that's the problem. Even though there is all the research, the professor is just 67 years old and says, never used it. It's bullshit.
I've done that my whole life. I'm not going to change now.
And I think this is a different mindset because I don't know if it's because of the generation, but I believe the younger ones are a bit more open-minded. Obviously, I'm very open-minded. I'm not afraid of change. And I also just recently learned that the biggest fear of all humans is being afraid of change.
Change is the biggest fear. But you know what? Here's the thing too. We are exposed to information now. Old generation were not. They were learning from books and professors. Today, you can always, because people are curious. When you are intelligent, you're curious. So they can contradict whatever a professor will say, or if they read that in a book, another book can explain it differently or another way of doing it. And then because of the ton of information we have available out there, they're going to try to learn by themselves. This is why we're getting this society way more open to new things and welcoming any new technologies and things like that. So it's beautiful. It's getting better. Yeah,
definitely. And I think actually the pandemic helped in this realm extremely and warp speed things because before was all shitstorm and now everyone is more interested in health anyways. So it's not even a discussion anymore. And I just, like I said, lately, so I trained dentists for 10 years. It was all offline, very slow approach, weekend courses. And obviously because, so where did we stop?
We stopped that now we're shifting. Yeah.
So I was training dentists for 10 years, usually offline, weekend courses, quite slow. So I finally opened up let's say the biodentistry universe as a working title, where I have a global structure to train as many dentists that are interested in this way of thinking as possible.
That's the only way. Yeah.
Become I call it a real biodentist, the real bee, inspired by Wu-Tang Killer Bees. Which in itself makes it fun because I want to have the young and wild and open-minded, even the old and wild and open-minded. Because if you feel that something is missing in dentistry, you love that craftsman part, but you dare to change the whole overall health of the patient. This is now possible. And I'm doing this for so long that I finally thought it's time to open this. It took me years to script it and write it and have it, but it's finally there. And I'm very happy that I decided to do so. I just started with the first cohort. We just, before this podcast, had our call. Like I said, one of my trainees spoke on that biohacking.
The biohacking expo.
And met a lot of my biohacking friends. So
I met those two guys from Los Angeles, two doctors. Yeah.
So I'm very happy that it's becoming a thing, and I'm very happy to share all my knowledge and all the processes and systems that I've created over the years. Because it makes no sense that every single patient flies in from all over the world to just see me.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing: you're at the right moment now. So just before I go there, the real bee movement. That's how you call it, huh? Okay.
For the dentist, I call it the real bees. The mission would be optimal health starts in the mouth for all the patients out there. Oral health equals gut health, whatever. But for the dentist, become the real biodentistry.
Perfect. Now you are at the right spot at the right moment because your university with technology, we're one step at the next door of virtual reality integrated in your computer and extended reality. So you're going to be able in less than 3 years to explain your art with your hands in virtual reality to your students and go even faster. Yeah, that's going to be cool.
It's going to be really cool because for me, the best part was learning in real life. Like I'm kinesthetic and dual person. So I would visit all the best person. I would visit always the best people in the game, fly out and learn from them directly. And for a surgeon, for example, if I could just watch him do the surgery over the shoulders, this is how I can learn. I implement it straight away, and I still feel this is better than through the
camera. Yeah,
way better than through the camera. But I can understand if it's virtual reality, it's again, it probably feels like you in with me.
You are gonna you're gonna be immersed into it, like and have you with the gloves and everything. So
that's going to be amazing.
Move. Yeah, we're very close to that.
Just open up my universe to me if that's happening. Yeah. Then we can really build thousands of dentists, because now it's like I want to get to 1,000 that I've trained.
Okay.
Which would help. Imagine I can maybe help 30,000 people with my bare hands in surgery in the clinic. But if we like do this times 1,000, it's already 30. It's already 30,000. Yes.
Factor. Yeah. If the 30,000 do 30,000 each of them, then that's it.
Times 1,000, that would be 30 million. And if you can even do more, then we can really make an impact. And I think it's all about who you become in this world, and it's a challenge. Obviously, I'm a challenger. I challenge every single one of my patients, but it's also so fulfilling if you know patients come in from all over the world. They're flying from everywhere, literally everywhere, because no one can help them there. And then they saw 29 people before you, have lots of different chronic health issues, not related to the teeth. Like they have depression, they have chronic shoulder issue, they have chronic irritable bowel syndrome, skin eczema, acne, whatever, you name it, in the realm of or thyroid issues, can't sleep, wired and tired, lots of cortisol,
linked,
low testosterone. It's all connected to the mouth. And then they tell you, wow, I was able to fly out within 5 days. They cleaned my mouth of metals, root canals, cavitations, placed ceramic implants, used IVs, hyperbaric, all the things. And I already am 80% better. And I also learned about nutrition, about all these different things. This is so fulfilling. Like you do your craft stuff, but they tell you this changed. I feel like I should be like I was as a kid, and at the end, I also have nice aesthetic teeth. So it's not not anymore about all the teeth and nitty. This is just a given. We do the best possible aesthetics and high tech, anyways. But upgrading this to a full healing experience, like Chris, who introduced us, he was just here last week and did his complete mouth. He can tell you in person.
I need to know that. Yeah, I didn't know it was. I knew you were together.
I told him about it 4 years ago when I met him, that he had root canals and metals in his mouth, and that this probably will hold him back. But he's obviously very good at compensating it because he's a machine. He's a true biohacker. He applies everything like myself. Yeah. But still, he knew something is off. So finally, we were able to see us as friends in this week. But also, I was able to do his whole surgery, which involved taking out multiple root canals.
So you get Chris over, and
Chris Gettin, for those who don't know, is one of our. So he introduced me to you.
Common friends.
One of my best friends in the world. And so I removed all his root canals, placed immediate ceramic implants. Also removed his titanium implants, which had
he had that, and
it had a huge bone defect. And the funny thing was, he tracked it with the Aura or the Ultrahuman. And while I was doing the surgery, like removing his titanium implants and placing a ceramic implant, his Aura ring detected a 40-minute nap. So this is how relaxed he was. I asked him. I put out a lot of reels on my Instagram about this week because I feel that this is something people need to know. Because it's the most minimal invasive way to heal you. Like if you say you have root canals, I just take out the root canal, clean everything perfectly by using ozone and using the PRP membranes, but also you a couple of days beforehand, you're in the clinic getting hyperbaric infusions, even laser in the vein, whatever you can think of.
To get prepared,
but also start your nutrition earlier. But you biohacker anyways, you could probably come in straight away because you boosted. Then I placed the ceramic implant, and it's actually no cut needed. It's the most minimal invasive thing. He didn't even need a painkiller.
Wow.
Obviously, not every single one acts like Chris. Some swell
Chris
a little
is a
bit.
Beast.
Chris is a beast. Obviously, I still tell him, even though he's healthier afterwards, he's not allowed to do sports for the next 2 weeks, whatever.
But he tells you
it's
going to be hard.
But he was like very happy about it, and we placed immediate implants and everything. Like, it's insane to see that this is possible, but I want to just train these systems and get more people have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the moment, I'm happy that it's there and that a few can choose to use it. But because I'm very creative, like you said, and try to think about systems a lot, it's all streamlined. And because I'm doing it for such a long time, it's basically you can copy it, and this is why I like to.
You can copy it, and if you can copy it, you can teach other to do it.
Yeah. You can teach it and implement. It's obviously it starts with a mindset shift.
Yeah. I like that.
So patients like you coming in, you will see this is like a vacation.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down on that. Did you get Ben Greenfield as well to get that? Where you guys were together, no? All the three.
No, we were not together now in India, but Ben, I know Ben obviously. I was on his show too once. We know each other, but I don't even know if you have still any ongoing chronic inflammation and listen to this, I'm always happy to.
That's it. I'm gonna send
if you have something, definitely. So, and this is what needs to be done, like bring in help as many people as possible. Then also I would say everyone who makes it is on the same journey and mission. We heal each other and then can help with others. And we'll connect with some.
Yeah, I have one question that probably my audience will ask. Is it more expensive than normal dentistry?
I would actually argue that it's not more expensive, maybe even cheaper. Why? You fly into us and do all in one go. Like, you there for a week maybe, and we take metal safely. We remove the root canals. We make the ceramic implants, the temporaries, whatever. So it's only basically one trip and then another one. So if to do all these things we do in 1 week, usually you have to see the normal conventional dentist, probably 20 different appointments.
True.
Which takes you 20 times out of your job, driving. And this is something that the normal dentist would not calculate in it. If you calculate all that time off, all that stress to go to the dentist, whatever, it's probably way more expensive. But the treatment itself, I would say, is the best and the most efficient, productive way possible. Obviously, you have to come back and let's say 4 to 6 months later, and if you had any surgery, because it has to heal first and really build bone around this implant to then get the final crown work. But my goal is to do that once in a lifetime and never see you again.
Wow.
I have a clinic in the backyard, which is adjacent, which is called the Optimal Health Lounge, where you can later come for IVs, for laser in the veins, for hyperbaric, for infrared sauna, like let's say a biohacker health.
All the biohacker center in one place. Yeah.
But there you can come. But I don't want to see you as a dental patient, because then I didn't do a good job. So I don't want to see you again. I want to heal that once and for all, make you the way you came out of your mom. Ideally, obviously, if you had a root canal, that chip has sailed, that tooth is gone. But I'm happy that we have a neutral biomaterial, which is a ceramic implant. That's what it is. A titanium implant is not neutral. It's a foreign body in medical world. That ceramic implant is just completely neutral biomaterial. So if your body is able to heal, you will just build it within you, and it's a part of you there. Obviously not as good as your healthy, normal tooth, but if you had a root canal, this is already gone. So I'm happy that we have a solution.
Yeah. So I have a critical and challenging question for you. Knowing that the publication today are always contradicting in a way or the other what is out there, do you think that one day we're going to have someone or many writing down a publication saying that ceramic implants are actually also toxic in a way or the other? Could that happen?
No, okay. I don't think so, because if the zirconia implant we're using is definitely depending on the brand. Because it's a medical device, you never know exactly the quality of it, because companies can just say whatever, but there are certain standards that you can look for. So there's, for example, Clean Implant Foundation. It's actually a German brand that tests every single implant on their purity, because even though it's a zirconia implant, like zirconia is really a ceramic. If you look under an electron microscope, you find microplastics.
That's where I want it to go.
But this is all the medical things. Like below 1%, you don't even know what's in it. So you have to know which company you're using. So that would be a label. If they qualified for it, it's good. I'm not affiliated with, but I only use Swiss Dental Solutions ever since I met Ulrich Volz, who is actually Mr. Ceramic when it comes to ceramic implants. He invented the ceramic implants, and I was able to learn from him. And he was able to learn from me all the things about nutrition and health optimization. And we created a whole concept. kind of like together. So I'm lucky that I found him first on that mission, on the search for a biocompatible material alternative for root canal or a titanium implant. Luckily, and therefore I only know about his company and that he does the best when it comes to A, the mechanical thing, the material thing, B, and the purity. It's all clean implant certified. So I know that is existing.
That is
but you cannot, like in medical world, when it comes to material, below 1%, you never know what's in there. So you have to really have someone who has integrity behind this. And then if that's a given, a ceramic zirconia implant is just completely neutral to the body and it's not going to be toxic in any way.
Okay. So one more question in that direction now. I like to challenge your brain because you are fast to answer. That proves that you know exactly what you're talking about.
I know.
Let's pretend that in a coming world that is very, very soon to happen, we are going to be able to create and to generate organs and limbs and things like that. We're probably going to be able to create teeth.
So if that's possible, that would be just amazing. I have heard about it. I have seen kind of like the development of stem cells and regrowth organs, but I have not witnessed it yet on a bigger or larger scale. But I can definitely imagine that this is going to be happening.
Yeah, and stem cell can produce everything.
Let me tell you my future that I foresee.
Please.
Right now, because of dental world and the drill, fill, and build systems and all these materials and where it came from, we have to do so much repair for people because they're just suffering from that dental repair. My goal is to never need a dentist at all in the future, because if you start young, actually, ideally, you train the parents before they even get their baby, how to optimize the mom before pregnancy, how to optimize during pregnancy. Then you have the perfect baby. And teeth in nature are hard as stone, and they never need to be touched by a dental drill. This is actually something we learn as dentists, that going to see a dentist for drilling is actually what makes it go downwards, because then you get more tooth decay. Then you get a root canal, then you get an implant. So in the future for my kids, I foresee, if possible, that we don't need a dentist for repair anymore, but maybe as a real doctor, because in Germany, it's called not a dentist, it's called a tooth doctor, if you translate it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because in one glance, you see, are these teeth hard as stone, or are there tooth decay? Because tooth decay means you depleted in certain nutrients. You have the wrong lifestyle. Are you mouth breathing? All these different things. And you can optimize soon. So if you just think about a few critical nutrients like vitamin D3, K2, magnesium, omega-3 fatty acids, amino acids, all these things that build the body. If you teach the dentist, and this is part of the biodentistry thing, a lot is about nutrition, a lot about his supplements, how to optimize their body by starting in the mouth. You don't need dental repair, because I don't want to do dental repair. I just have to, and I probably need to for the rest of my life until the new world comes.
Yeah, but that's fascinating.
But in one glance, like, look into your mouth, it's an extension of your brain, and this ecosystem in your mouth represents the whole body health. You see it in one glance if you understand the microbiome in your mouth, the tooth, the gum, the gingiva, the saliva. It's the entrance. This tube starts here. It's the entrance to the gut, and it's gut health, and it starts at and ends at the end. So if the entrance hall of this system looks like shit, rest too. So optimal oral health equals gut health. And last week or the week before, Huberman finally released a podcast about oral health. And and within the first 10 minutes, he said he was missing this so far. He adds in oral equals gut health as the seventh pillar or seventh foundation of oral health. Yes.
Yes, it was about
I need to talk to you, Andrew Huberman, if you see this, because there's more. We can go deeper.
I'm pretty sure you definitely have to have you on this podcast anyway. That's the thing.
I hope that I will meet him, because also obviously I follow him ever since the beginning. I don't know why. I'm a skater, he's a skater, and he wasn't as big as he's right now, he was on a 9 Club, which is a podcast I love, and it's like, oh, wow, there's a professor now who talks about neurotransmitters.
You know what? It's funny because I remember Andy Huberman when he started copying of my post from Instagram as topics.
Yours?
Yeah. And one day I called him and I go like, Andy, what the fuck? You're copying my post, and he goes like, I'm not. It's my team that try to find information. Now it's big enough that, but he's a brilliant man. I love what he does.
Do you know him personally? No.
Yeah, for probably 15 years.
Do you know him personally?
Yeah, I know many people in this world.
I can see. Yeah, because I think this is the main part. Like, I'm trying to put out as much information as possible, but I'm also very much going with the flow of meeting the right people, and I have fun finding the other lone wolves and create something I call the Wolfpack or the Health Avengers. And I think it's just about time that in that realm of health experts, there's always there's a biodentist or someone who starts with a mouth is missing.
Yeah,
and
I agree. Yeah, you should talk to BioLane as well. Those guys, there's this community with these guys out there. You call them wolf, and I love it because those people are the true speaker. It's no bullshit. There is other doctors out there speaking about everything and saying shit and saying things that are not accurate, are not true. You are always on point and you stick to what you say. So yeah, it's going to happen.
It's not about me. Of course it's going to be happen. The thing is just, for example, I don't know if you know Jim Quick.
Yeah, actually, you know what? I know Jim Quick, but very, very, very well. And I'm speaking with him Thursday morning. And he's going to be he's on the cover of Biohackers magazine. Yeah, Jim and I, we speak often.
Yeah, so I met him on the health optimization.
Oh, something's happened.
And I met him and he invited me on his podcast and he's also a true wolf. So if you have I'm always I'm
going to connect you to the people I know. Yeah. And only the best, you need to speak to these guys. Like Jim Quick is one of the best. To be honest, for me, Jim is one of the true leader, humble enough, but speaking real.
Yeah, this is important. Why is you should be real, and I'm a fan of co-elevation. That's why I say I don't want to be a lone wolf anymore. I want to be in the wolf pack. Chris is one of my wolves.
Yeah, I love Chris too.
You feel like a massive wolf. Yeah. You know that the wolves are the ones that want to lead, but I think wolves lead together. It's a wolf pack, and I'm not coming for gunning any position. I'm just helping the health.
Trying to help others. That's exactly our mission. I love what you said before. When you said teaching the mom and to have a kid in the right condition, because I have a principle in my life. Whatever we're going to create today, if you take your ego out of the game, you're not going to leave any legacy, but you're going to leave an impact that in 3, 4, 5, 6 generation will still be there. And that's is the beauty of, and that's the way to go. Other people that are not real, it's because they want to create an impact now and be famous. And it's not the game. You're not helping the planet like that.
No, I'm not even sure if you ask me if I want to be famous. I'm probably quite I like to be in my own thing, but I know in order to help this mission, I need to be the face of it. And then I
recognized
for this, but it's not about the ego thing. That wouldn't make any sense.
No, it's not the fame; it's the recognition of what you do, helping other, and that's a different thing.
Yeah, and I think it connects with skateboarding. Imagine, when I was a kid, I was very good at skateboarding. I wanted to become a pro, and I only realized this 20 years later now, that becoming a pro for me just meant I'm going to have the same people with the same mindset that I can talk to, that just put in more work and do more and give their best. That's what I know now. That's why in this game of health experts, you also become a pro. So that's why I want to talk with the other pros, and then we together, I think we can make this health. That's why I call it Health Avengers. Yeah, the Health Avengers is a huge thing and inspires so many people. This is the fulfilling thing, right?
I love it.
We can hang in real life. We can use the podcast to share this information. And just help end this suffering, because everyone actually can be healthy if they want, if they know the tools.
They deserve. Yeah, exactly. This is the problem of our society. We were talking before getting on the podcast on the biohacking cohort and movement. And this is where I'm coming from biohackers, but the biohacking community became too cultish, too closed, and they didn't want to spread the information out there to others, saying we are the elite club. I hate that. I think that everyone deserves the right to live longer and healthier.
100% agreed. And this is why the word health optimization resonates better with me, because if your mom asks, what is biohacking? So if you explain to your mom what is biohacking, or my mom, she was like, what is biohacking? I would say this is a biohacker is someone who optimizes their health. So Tim Gray, who is another wolf, one of my best wolves, who has the Health Optimization Summit, I think he tries to close that cult thing and make a bigger thing about it. He's also believing in co-elevation, so that there's no one person that has the bulletproof strategy, the other one does more the psycho Syllabin. You know what I mean? the biohackers or health optimization, it's anyway such a small thing. Why not all work together?
Correct.
Like get rid of your egos and make a big health movement out of it and include everything. But I think this is coming.
Yeah. But actually, it's created. And here's the thing. I created and invented the word lifespanning. It doesn't exist, but it's going to be in the dictionary next year. And lifespanning is you take biohacking, you take extreme radical survival like Walt Disney and all these guys that want to be frozen to survive. And in between, you have the common population of the world and one goal: live longer, healthier, better. Life spanning.
I like it. Yeah. Live and stay at the same time, stay as young as possible. Yeah.
Absolutely. Extend
the life. Yeah. I think this is perfect.
Yeah. Hey, man, when are you coming to the United States? We need to hang up.
So there's nothing planned yet, but I'm working on, funny enough, I'm from Germany, as you know.
Yeah.
Only 10% of my following is German and 45% is US based. And the rest is international. So there's even Canada and Australia. Yeah. That's why I also do everything in English. So I know that US resonates quite well with me. And I try to give more and more focus to it, to just get more eyeballs on it and just help many people.
If you get the eyeballs in the US, if you get the words out, then it's going to go worldwide, because the health optimization in the US is really going faster. $600 billion are going to be invested by 2025 in the overall longevity space. It's booming faster than AI these days.
Wow.
Yeah. So you need to be here. You need to spread the words. And I was thinking, I'm going to connect you with my friend Mark Devine as well. The former guy that created these special forces in the United States, but is really trying to help the world to be a better place as well. All these guys, we need to be together. Yeah.
This is what I foresee. The freedom to now fly out to the US, meet all you guys, and then build something together. This is what is going to happen probably quite sooner than I think. But I'm planning towards this happening. So I'm happy as soon as possible when, for example, there are a couple of podcasts lining up. I just fly out and do it. I just put in the work and I'm here. Cool. I'm here to help.
Nice.
Just
let's do it. Let's organize that. I'll definitely push on that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Dominik. Honestly, I'm super happy that we met virtually like that. It's very cool. You're a very cool guy. I didn't know about the skateboard stuff, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
I like the art behind you. Who did the last one? Looks to me like a trust icon from the UK. The first skateboard that you have on the back wall.
The white one?
Yeah.
And this is just a pro model from Eric Costin. So these are all real skateboards.
I guess.
This is for example, I'm a big hip hop fan, and this is obviously Biggie Smalls.
You're Biggie Smalls. Yeah. That's very cool. You know that I'm a collector of art.
On here, I have the big turtles here everywhere that's surrounding me. Nice. This is my childhood. If you see, there's all the Wu-Tang CDs and
it looks like a room of a teenager. I love it.
I hope it's fine because I'm giving all these.
Yeah,
I'm not the fan of being a white coat. I just myself and stay. For the Health Avengers, I have dips on Thor. I'm the Thor.
That's a fuck. You know what? It's funny. You cannot be a skater and not be a punk. You have to be a punk.
Somewhat a little bit different. Doesn't change. They say, once a skater, always a skater. The mindset, and I think what I learned from skating is fall back up and just give your best on a daily basis.
Yeah, it is true.
That's what I do. I just create and
you do well. I love it.
Only do one thing is probably be a visionary and create. I'm still doing obviously the operations, but it's soon to be upgraded because I need to make it bigger.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, man. Me too.
Thank you, Dominik. Thank you so much.